Hello, and welcome to our information segment called Dr. Brown's Insights on Vision. My name is Dr. Shrita Brown, and I'm the optometrist here at Insight Family Eye Care. At Insight Family Eye Care, we cater to all patients of all ages, but our specialty is pediatrics and vision therapy. Today's video is asking the question, what is your definition of good vision? The common responses I get from people are the ability not to have glasses or the ability to be able to see 20/20. And these are good answers, but it does not tell the whole picture of what good vision is. There are numerous visual skills that you use on a day-to-day basis that you may not be aware of. Some of these skills include color vision, depth perception or 3D vision, your peripheral vision, which is your side vision, and these are just to name a few. Today, we will be discussing the following visual skills. We will look at visual acuity, eye teaming, eye focusing, visual motor, and visual perception. So let's get started. The first visual skill we'll be looking at is visual acuity. And this is usually most people's definition of good vision because what visual acuity looks at is your ability to see clearly. Typically, the test is administered at a distance of 20 feet. So you're looking across the room and you're asked, what is the smallest row of letters that you can see? However, this is not a full assessment of your visual skills. Typically, these tests are administered in your doctor's office or at a school screening, and it typically is looking only at your central vision and also only at your vision when viewing distance. But you must be able to see clearly at distance and near and all distances in between. Keep in mind, a child's world is typically up close. They're using their near vision when they're doing assignments in class, completing homework, or trying to read a book. And this aspect of vision, your near vision, is not always assessed when you go to these type of screenings. Also for adults, with our computer world and us using our tablets and our digital devices and mobile devices, even our world is becoming more and more near-centered. So visual acuity is just one aspect or one of the skills necessary for you to have good vision. Now, the next skill we're going to be looking at is called eye teaming. That looks at how well your eyes work together. And you may be familiar with this particular visual skill, but you just maybe didn't know it by that particular term. So someone who has an eye turn where their eyes turn in or their eyes turn out, but they don't point straight ahead simultaneously, they have an issue with eye teaming. Now, that is an obvious sign of someone who has an issue with their eyes working together, but sometimes the signs are not so obvious. When the eyes don't work together, sometimes this can lead to reduced vision in one or both eyes, and this can cause issues with a person's depth perception. Someone who has an issue with eye teaming will have difficulty reading a book, difficulty with handwriting, difficulty with tracking or following a ball. So eye teaming is very important skill. The individual also might be a little bit clumsy or accident prone and just have poor reading abilities as well. The next visual skill we're going to look at is eye focusing. Now this is the ability to be able to see clearly at distance and near and to be able to quickly and easily be able to switch focus when you're looking at distance and when you're looking at up close. A child or an individual who has a problem in this area will have difficulty copying down information from the board. It also may take them longer to complete their assignments because they're exerting so much effort just to make their eyes see clearly as they're switching focus. Because we want to be able to see clearly, the brain does not like blurry vision, and we also want to make sure we see single. The brain also does not like seeing double or having double vision. So eye focusing is another key skill that you need in order to have good vision. The next visual skill we're going to look at is visual motor. This is often associated with hand and eye coordination. If you're lacking in this skill or do poorly with this skill, this can affect you with your handwriting. It can lead to letter reversals. An individual or a child will have issues with cutting or using the scissors in school. It also they can have difficulty with throwing or catching a ball because they just have poor eye-hand coordination. Lastly, the visual skill we're going to talk about on today is visual perception. And this is one of my favorite visual skills that I love to talk about. However, it encompasses such a broad topic that we can't get into all of it today. But to simplify it, visual perception looks at how the visual information is received or processed or how it's perceived by the brain. If your visual information is not being processed correctly by the brain, then you will have issues with visual perception. And in future videos, we're going to talk more about the skills with visual perception. So as a recap, on today, we talked about 5 visual skills. 1, visual acuity. How clearly can you see? Number 2, eye teaming. How well do your eyes work together? Number 3, eye focusing, the ability to switch focus when looking at distance and near. Number 4, visual motor, which deals with eye-hand coordination. And lastly, number 5, visual perception, which looks at how visual information is processed by the brain. So please remember that vision is so much more than 20/20. I'm Dr. Shrita Brown of Insight Family Eye Care. This has been your Insights on Vision. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will have future videos with more information that we hope that you will find helpful and informative for you. Also, please don't forget to like us on Facebook. Thanks again and have a wonderful day.